Hi everyone, my name's Anna. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about a true crime story, as you can tell from the title. On my channel we talk about urban legends, murder mysteries, cold cases, and I also do my makeup while I talk about those. So it's kind of like a little story time and get ready with me, if you would like to say. So we are going to get right into today's story, and I want to give a fair warning. It's going to be a little intense, so there will be graphic descriptions of crimes and what this person did. So, and it is about children, so I just want to give a fair, trigger warning to anybody who might be, triggered by that. So we're gonna get right into it. So we're gonna be talking today about Louis Garavito, maybe? I don't know. Anyways, Louis. He was born January 25th, 1957 in Genova, Colombia. His nickname was The Beast, and you are going to find out why. It's not a good thing, obviously. He was the oldest of 7 boys. I mean, could you imagine having 7 boys? Oh my goodness, I could not. His dad was apparently very abusive, and Louis was abused mentally, physically, emotionally, sexually, is what he said on all of his interviews and telling about his life and what he told police officers. So in Colombia, around the time that he was around and he did what he did, they were literally in the middle of a war, and it was just insane. And it was 1992, and it was a decade-long civil war that began in the late 60s. So it had been going on for a very long time. Well, homelessness? No. People were homeless. They were hungry. There was just a lot going on, and none of it was good, at all. And so Mr. Louis decided to take advantage of that, especially the children, because most of the children's parents, they had either been killed or they got the heck out of Colombia, especially with the civil war. I keep wanting to say civil war. And especially all the gangs and drug crime was really bad there. So, they just got out of there. I'm sure a lot of them expected that their children were probably deceased. So there was nothing that they could really do. So they just got out while they could. Which sucks if you think about it. But it is what it is. We're not here to judge. Just here to tell the story and to, do this for you guys, because I enjoy it a lot. Anyways, let's get back into it. Sorry, got sidetracked. I do that a lot. You'll learn. Well, he took advantage of this, and he would portray himself as a street vendor or a priest or a farm worker. He just had a lot of disguises. He would switch him up so people wouldn't notice who he was. He was very smart, and he was very careful. I mean, it was said that he really didn't have to be because of the way Colombia was then, but he still was. He took precautions. Well, what he would do is the younger boys, he would lure them with candy and just, the typical luring kids with candy, stuff like that. I'm sorry, but if I was a child, I would not be going in a van after no candy. No. And the older boys, he would promise them with work, and people were just really desperate, and he preyed on that. And that's typically what people like him do. They just prey on innocent people and desperate people, because fear is the #1 key for manipulation. So what he would do whenever he would get these boys alone, he would take them for walks. He would have like nice long conversations with them, you know, make it seem like he was interested in what they were saying. But really, homeboy was not interested. He just wanted to get them boys tired. He would wear them out, make them walk for so long and talk for so long that they would get tired. And whenever they were tired and they were weak and they were weary, that's whenever they were vulnerable. So, of course, he would attack. I just hate that because people are just so disgusted in this world. Like, come on, you know. Let alone, like, murdering people in general, but especially, like, targeting children. Eventually, you know, he went on, like, this little rampage. I mean, it was just crazy, crazy, crazy. So, he went on, like, a 7-year, like, spree of murdering people. And 5 years after his first murder, police began to notice children going missing in the area and cities around them. And so they started to do a 2-year-long investigation. And in 1977, a mass grave was found. Now, like I said, graphic warning, this is going to be a description of crime scenes that have to do with children. So 2 bodies were found, and they were found on a hillside, and this was in 1988. They were bound by their hands, and they were like right beside each other. And one more was, I forgot to tell you that one more was also found like a few feet away from them, and all their hands were bound and tied. Their throats had been cut. I could not imagine like just how disrupted your mind probably would be, especially after experiencing something like that. So 3 bodies were found in total, and like I said, they were bound, their throats were cut, and it was just really, really sad. And there was also a weapon found nearby, which was, you know, really good. And also something that would really, really help police officers to, you know, get like a little kickstart on what's been going on here. So they find a piece of paper at the crime scene, and the piece of paper has an address on it. Whose address, you might ask? Well, it so happens to be Mr. Lewis's girlfriend. So the police, they go to the house where Lewis's girlfriend is, and Lewis's stuff is there, but he's not there. Wonder where Lewis is. So unbeknownst to her, the girlfriend is just like, sure, come in. I mean, she probably didn't have, I'm not gonna make assumptions. I don't know how it's like over there, but I've seen documentaries, and it just doesn't seem like a very nice place where she would probably have an option of like really like being searched. That's just my personal opinion. Like I said, it's not facts at all, but it just seems a little rough over there on those sides of the streets. I'm gonna just stop messing with this. So actually, no, I'm not. So they go inside and they search the home. Like I said, the girlfriend lets him in. She, you know, she's like, sure, come in, do your thing. And they come in and they find a bag that has rope that was used at the crime scene that I just recently told you about the boys. There was rope in his bag that they found that matched the rope that was at the crime scene. So then they were probably like, oh yeah, we got this son of a like, this is it, let's go get him, round him up, like, it's time to roll, boys, let's get at him. So, oh, and they also found like pictures of some young boys and journal entries of his crimes. So, I mean, it was like, come on, dude. Like, there was no way that he was going to get away with any of this, like, at all. Excuse me, y'all. I gotta take a little sip of my drink. So, like I said, there's like no way that he's gonna get away with this. Well, the police officers, you know, they round up their little bit of evidence. They do what they need to do. And they start to look for Mr. Lewis. And they have absolutely no luck whatsoever. I just hate how sometimes murderers are good at like evading the police. Like, I wish they weren't. But I guess, you know, then there wouldn't be these crazy ass stories to tell you guys and to spend time with y'all and, you know, just entertain you. Well, anyways, so I got a bump right there on my nose. Patricia, why are you doing me like this? Like, girl. Anyways, so in April 22nd, a week after the manhunt had happened, in another town picked up a man on suspicion of rape. Attempted rape, actually. So, what had happened was Lewis decided that he was going to go on the prowl, I guess, for a little boy, for a 12-year-old little boy. And there was this homeless man that was hanging around there. And he saw what was going down. And he was like, oh, hell no, this ain't about to happen on my watch. Not in front of me. Not today, Satan. So basically, he like rescued the boy from this deranged psychopath murderer. And they ended up calling, or he ended up calling the cops and was like, hey, you know, this is what happened, yada, yada, yada. Like, I think y'all need to get down here quick, ASAP, in a hurry. So they get down there, and guess who it is? Mr. Lewis. And the craziest thing to me that I find sometimes is like half the time people have no idea like who they just caught or who is like, you know, like I said, like who is on their radar, who they just caught. Like, that's just crazy to me. So they get there and Lewis is apprehended. And, of course, you know, they're going to start questioning him, as, you know, one would. And I think it was like 18 hours of interrogation. There's this video on YouTube. You can look it up if you want to. Or, you know, actually, I will link it down below for you guys so you don't even have to actually look it up. But there's this video of him. He is so emotional and crying. And it's like almost like he's trying to make you feel like guilt for him or feel bad for him, but it's like, shut the fuck up, don't nobody feel bad for you. But he's all like, I can't take it anymore, I can't take it anymore, por qué, and it's just like, dude, shut up. You murdered so many people. Wait till y'all find out. Anyways, so after hours of interrogation from the Columbia National Police, he confessed to abusing 147 young men. 147! That's just insane to me. Like, 147 bodies. Like, people. Human beings. Breathing fucking souls. People are so terrible. See, this is why I hate people. I don't hate people, but like, I don't like people, really. Well, he confessed to 147 like young men and burying their bodies in unmarked graves. And he drew maps for the grave sites for police officers to find. And I mean, it's like, at this point, they had hotel, like, it wasn't just him getting caught. They had suspicion of him for a little bit because they had the hotel, like, bookings, and there were witnesses of him being sighted, like, near the crimes or where they, like, in the areas that they took place. So it wasn't just brand new to them. They kind of suspected him, especially after finding all that evidence, like, in that bag, all the journals and the pictures of the boys and stuff. You remember all those? Yeah. So it's like they had all this evidence against him. So it's like, dude, at this point, like, you might as well. The least you could do is draw a map. Anyways, the next part of this is probably going to make a lot of you mad because I know that for a fact it made me very mad. You about to find out why. So, Colombia's laws, like, they are, I guess, are there to protect people so they don't get, like, unlawful punishments and all that type of stuff. So there are limitations on the amount, like, you can serve for a sentence. And he was convicted of 138 counts of murder. Others continued to be investigated while he is being, like, locked up to this day. So he helped police officers and started getting time knocked off of his sentence. He was originally convicted, like, at the beginning for, I think it was 1,008. Yeah, the max penalty for murder in Colombia is 13 years. Like I said, they protect their people. So the max is 13 years. And he was hit with, I think it was, like, every single one of those 138 counts. He received 1,853 years and 9 days, which I thought the 9 days was kind of like an overkill, but you know what? Freak it. So the max penalty in Colombia for, like, a crime involving a child is 60 years. So he was also hit with all of that as well. So it wasn't just like he was actually, or he got hit with, you know, just one little thing or one other little thing. He was hit with a lot. Like, homeboy was not getting the fuck out. Or was he? Anyways. So, however, you ready for this? He was given 22 years for the crimes that he committed because he helped officers he helped officers find the bodies that he buried, and, you know, all the grave sites and stuff of all the children and the young boys that he killed. And because of this, he got time off of his sentence, which I find disturbing, because somebody that killed that many people, and do you know that they actually suspect him to have killed anywhere between, oh my goodness, they suspect him to have killed anywhere between, I think it was the amount that he admitted to 400. 400. And you guys are just like, okay, well, we'll just, you know, we'll be nice if he helps us out. No. No. That is not how that should work. I'm sorry. I just, like, I don't agree with that whatsoever. Like, that's just my personal opinion. And that's just how I feel about it. And if you don't, that's completely okay. We are not here to judge. I love everybody. But, so he was given, you know, a good old little 22 years that he was given. And in late, I think it was in late 2006, there was a judicial review for his case, because guess when he is supposed to be released, apparently? 2021. So basically, like, in the next few months, because I think we're like at the beginning of December right now. And I find that insane that somebody that could commit crimes to that nature and to that magnitude could possibly ever be let out of somewhere. Like, the thing is, like I said, his case has been up for like judicial review, and in different locations and jurisdictions, they found that his sentence could be extended due to like the intensity of his crimes and like how bad they were. And so there might be a chance, you know, that he will not get out, but there's also that chance that he could get out. And I find that very terrifying, and I'm sure that is so disturbing to a lot of people, especially like in their towns. And it is, like, a lot of people have voiced their opinion all through like Ecuador and Colombia and just all the different cities and towns that these crimes happened in, like, because of him. They have voiced their concerns like very publicly about how they feel about him and how they do not believe that he should be let out. And, you know, doctors and stuff, they diagnosed him with like a social disorder. And so, you know, he never tried to like plead insanity or anything like that, but he was diagnosed with like a social disorder. I thought I'd throw that in there. I think I forgot to mention that. But yeah, he was diagnosed, like I said, with that. But the city in Colombia's, like, they were hit hard due to the crimes that he had committed, because, I mean, that's a lot of children. It's just a lot of souls lost and a lot of people whose deaths could have been avoided. And it's just like, it's just really, like, it's really crappy, and it makes me very, very sad just to even, like, think about it a lot of the times. A lot of the times with cases that have children in them, they really, really get to me. I'm a mother myself, so I don't have any idea what I would do if something like that happened to my child. Like, I would go bananas. I don't know what I would do. It's just to think about, like, just the things that the children, like, witnessed before they died. Like, I can't even imagine probably how they felt and how scared they were, and how just they were probably just so hopeless. And that's what makes me sad, is to think about them. Like, that's one thing that I do a lot, is to think about them, like, in their last moments, and like probably how scared they were. And it just really, really upsets me. And like, I don't understand how somebody could do something like that. I just really, really don't. I never will get it. But like I said, Colombia was hit really, really hard with these cases because of all the children that were impacted due to Lewis's actions. And I don't really know for sure if he's been remorseful. I couldn't really, like, find anything that much about him, like, recently, other than, you know, like, being posted that he's probably, or that there's a possibility that he could get released in 2021 within, like, the next few months. I hope that they don't do that, because that would be not great. Also, the Colombia people, like, they protested and stuff. Like, witnesses and stuff, like I said, they placed him near the crime scene, so there wasn't really much, like, he could do to get out of anything. So I'm going back on this because with the witnesses placing him like at the crime scene, I would think that would like lock it in for sure. And I hope that that does have like an effect on what they decide. So I've got like a few like facts and stuff for you guys about Lewis, and I think they're crazy. Like, he was just batshit bananas anyways, but they're just a little, you know, little things that I found about him that I thought were interesting, that were like little extras basically. Him and Pedro Alonso, how do you say his name? Pedro Alonso Lopez, yeah. And Lewis they are like two Colombian natives. They hold the 2 top spots for the largest scale serial killers to this date. Like the Guinness World Record book. Like, they hold the record for that. I just find that insane, you know? Like, I mean, it's not something to brag about. I don't think it's something to brag about. That's for damn sure. But, you know, I'm sure they do. They're probably like, oh yeah. I mean, even if they know, of course they know. I'm sure their egos probably eat it up. But I need to do a video about, he's definitely going to be one of my videos. Pedro. Yeah, Pedro. Also, you know, there are things that I think that cause a special place in hell for people like Lewis, and it is on the devil's lap, tap dancing for him probably. And I don't know, I just think, I'm sorry, it's hard for me to talk and do like mascara at the same time. I just think he should have gotten those 1,850 some days he was originally charged with. I think he should have gotten those. Like, no doubt in my mind, he really, really should have gotten all the time that he possibly could. I think the people protesting and stuff will probably continue, like, especially if there's something about him, like, getting out. I think there will probably be, I don't think there'll be, like, necessarily, like, rioting and stuff, but I do think that crazy stuff will go down. Oh, also, possibly he will be extradited to Ecuador, because that was like one of the places that he committed like some of his little crimes. Well, not little, some of his crimes and stuff like that. I'm reusing eyelashes, do not judge me. I wore them for a video last night and I'm using them anyways. And he could possibly like owe Ecuador 22 years for crimes that he committed over there if he is extradited. But the Supreme Court is the one who decides if he will or will not be extradited. I wonder if he will be. I'm just curious. My glue is like all clogged up for my nail, or not my nails. What? My lashes. So I had to pick like the top of it off. Yeah. So that was the story of the Beast. Oh, and they also nicknamed him Goofy. Like after the cartoon Goofy. You know the one I'm talking about, right? Of course, I mean, I hope you do. I would think you would, Goofy. Anyways, he also had a nickname after him. Like I said, he was the Beast. My mom calls me Scooter and like Bertha. So honestly, I can't say jack diddly squat about having a weird ass nickname, because my mama just calls me the weirdest shit. But I hope you guys enjoy these videos. And like I said in the beginning, I also will be doing like urban legends and stuff like that. So you guys, you feel free to comment or reach out to me on my social media. I will be linking them in the description box. Also, along with my products that I've used today, if you guys would like to know. Like I said, I will be doing like urban legends as well, and some cold cases, and you know, just a good mix of everything. And I would like you guys to, like I said, reach out, hit me up, let me know what the dealio fascilio is with cases, because I'm very, very into this, and I got a lot of my inspiration from the one and the only Bailey Sarian. I absolutely love her. And somebody I have newly discovered, Brittney Vaughn, that I really wish I would have found out about a lot earlier. I will also link their channels as well. You need to definitely check them out. Brittney is so funny, and so is Bailey. I love their style of videos that they do. It's very great. They do a lot of really good people. Brittney does a lot of people that aren't common. Yeah, that was a cat. There's one behind me, but there's more. So just ignore crazy sounds. It's cats. Anyways, Brittney does a lot of people that aren't very common. She does a lot of cases that I've never heard about, and I'm like I said, I'm really into the murder mystery thing. So I would definitely check her out. And Bailey Sarian. I'm sure y'all hear this crazy cat over here. Stupid cats. Anyways, so I will link their names down below, and also a way for you guys to get up with me. And yeah, so I really hope you guys like these videos a lot, and you know, show me some love. Don't be scared. I don't bite. I mean, sometimes I do, but you know. Anyways, so just subscribe, share, comment, hit the notification button, and let me know how you guys feel about these videos. And I really enjoyed this time with you guys. And if you just, like I said, let me know, get up with me, and I will see you guys on the next one. Also, stay on the lookout for my social media. I will be letting you guys know, and in the community tab, when I will be uploading my videos every week. I'll probably be doing them every other day. So, yeah, I'll see you guys then. Thank you. I love you. Stay kind, stay loving, and just remember, I love you.